do too. It's a great day to be me because I am not Donald Trump. That guy has got a lot of problems. First of all, the Jeffrey Epstein scandal just won't kill itself. And we might have a hint why Trump hasn't been that eager to release those files, because according to Senator Dick Durbin, back 1,000 FBI agents were put on 24-hour shifts to review approximately 100,000 Epstein-related records and instructed to flag any documents that mentioned Donald Trump. That is a suspiciously Herculean effort. Okay? All the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't hide who Dumpty humped with his friend.
Asterisk Stephen Colbert and Jasmine Crockett rarely share a stage, but Donald Trump makes it inevitable. With a president who treats the Oval Office like a reality show, a rally stage, and a casino all at once, Colbert delivers biting satire while Crockett adds fierce critique, shining a spotlight that exposes every crack in Trump's gilded facade.
Buddies with a pedophile. On Friday, the Wall Street Journal dropped an absolute bombshell. They are reporting that Intu sent a birthday letter to Jeffrey Epstein for his 50th birthday that was sexually suggestive. It's the most inappropriate birthday gift since Carvel Fudgy the Hung Like a Whale.
Colbert quickly turns Trump's presidency into a running joke, portraying him as someone who mistook the Constitution for a pitch deck and the Founding Fathers for contestants on The Apprentice. Every segment underscores that Trump's leadership is less about governing and more about improvisational comedy without the humor-turning press. Conferences into blooper reels where every answer lands like a bad punchline, even a laugh track.
According to the Wall Street Journal, Trump's letter featured several lines of typewritten text framed by the outline of a naked woman, which appears to be hand-drawn with heavy marker. In the drawing, a pair of small arcs denotes the woman's breasts, and the future president's signature is a squiggly Donald below her waist, mimicking. Do you know what that means? That means Donald Trump has drawn pubic hair in every executive order.
Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon. Jasmine Crockett doesn't stop at satire. She attacks Trump with lawyerly precision, exposing his contradictions and showing how he thrives on chaos to hide a lack of substance. Her critique paints him not as a leader, but as a man terrified of irrelevance, clinging to outrage like a drowning man. To
know that there are even young ladies that said that they were sexually abused and or sexually assaulted. We know that this is someone who has been found liable of sexual abuse by a jury of his peers. So, I mean, this is also a guy who seemingly doesn't really necessarily care if somebody engages in these types of activities. So I know he's got something.
Treating every public moment as a staged photo op front, waving a Bible upside down to inflating crowd sizes. He mocks the idea of a Trump legacy, showing how each attempt at grandeur collapses into slapstick, making America's longest-running joke all the more obvious.
Strange as that sounds, the typewritten part of the letter is even stranger because it appears to be sort of a short, creepy screenplay between Trump and his voiceover. There must be more to life than having everything. Yes, there is, but I won't tell you what it is. Nor will I, since I also know what it is. We have certain things in common, Jeffrey.
Crockett drives the political critique home, exposing Trump's hollow promises and his penchant for playing savior to his base while delivering little beyond slogans and hashtags. Every grand announcement hides a broken policy or unfinished project. She shows that Trump leads not with vision, but with volume, shouting down critics in rallies, a tactic that won't stand the test of history.
Say getting the Epstein files. Like, we know that y'all know how to move, clearly, because y'all done called in the FBI and everybody else trying to go after not pedophiles, right? Because we know that seemingly the commander-in-chief has a soft spot for pedophiles, because next thing you know, we know that Ms. Maxwell was transferred to a cushier existence in a federal penitentiary system, right? But now you want to go after lawfully elected people whose constituents are not upset with them at all.
Trump's love of chaos, turning national crises into open mic nights gone wrong. Mocking not just his words, but his gestures, pauses, and incoherent cadence, Crockett sharpens the critique, showing Trump as fragile, validation-seeking, and incapable of admitting mistakes. His obsession with winning made tragic by his inability.
Enigmas never age. Have you noticed that? As a matter of fact, it was clear to me the last time I saw you. A pal is a wonderful thing. Happy birthday, and may every day be another wonderful secret. Wow. That is not only weird and creepy, that is pure absurdist dialogue.
Colbert and Crockett hit Trump from every angle. Colbert makes him ridiculous. Crockett makes him dangerous. Together, they reveal a president who fumbles governance like improvisation and thrives only when distractions hide the details. The roast exposes Trump not as a titan, but as a man wrapped in gold with nothing of value to say lost. Comically, like someone at a Vegas.
Plus, now a lot of other stuff from Trump's creepy past is resurfacing, like this clip of Trump on the Howard Stern show back in 2000.
You think you could now be banging 24-year-olds?
Oh, absolutely. I have no trouble.
Would you do it?
I have no problem.
Yeah, do you have an age limit, or would you?
No, I have no age. I mean, I have an age. I don't want to be
the
like
upper bracket. Yeah.
With
Wow. That is not a great answer. That's one of those questions where you don't want to leave any ambiguity. So, would you have sex with an animal? Certainly not.
Trump's obsession with victimhood, roasting him as a president who weaponizes grievance and treats every criticism as persecution. She exposes his political brand as sulking, not leading. While Colbert skewers his recycled catchphrases, comparing them to a bad sitcom rerun. Together, they reveal a man obsessed with applause, lashing out at jokes and criticism, proving his strength is fragile and entirely dependent on validation, a legacy defined by outrage.
There's been some conversations about what's going on in LA, and they want to say that it's riots because they didn't want people to keep talking about, say, the Epstein files or whatever other drama was popping off between the president and his little friend. So they wanted to change the conversation to immigration because they feel like, well, the polling is in our benefit. But let me tell you something. If they cared about making sure we were going to be fiscally responsible, they would tell the American people that it cost them $134 million to send the National Guard to LA for the quote-unquote riots that the governor didn't ask for, nor did the mayor of LA ask.
While Crockett dismantles his narrative with sharp precision, exposing contradictions. At every turn, what remains is not a respected leader, but a showman addicted to spectacle, validation, and incapable of self-reflection. The roast captures Trump's presidency in full: the chaos, theatrics, fragility, and endless need for it. A lasting image of a reality TV president trapped in reruns, a fragile ego in gold, and a cautionary tale of mistaking noise for leadership.
Even MAGA is demanding answers. 11 congressional Republicans have said they will join Democrats to vote to release the Epstein files. That would be a majority of Congress. So, in response, Mike Johnson shut down the House until September to block a vote on the Epstein files. It's a common parliamentary maneuver known as You cannot blame Trump and his allies for being scared here, because the more we know about Trump's relationship with Epstein, the more we wish.
Colbert never lets Trump off the hook, mocking his rallies as half rock concert, half therapy session, and entirely absurd. He skewers the repetition of lines and choreographed pauses, showing his base applauds familiarity, not ideas. Crockett takes it further, revealing the cost. Trump doesn't build unity, he builds dependency, creating fans who cheer not for achievement, but for the volume of his demands.
In this story is that soon we may be able to see Trump's name in those files for ourselves, because last night, in defiance of the president, with a Republican, the House Oversight Committee voted to subpoena all documents related to the Jeffrey Epstein case in a vote of 8.
Colbert mocks Trump's obsession with size, not just crowds, but ratings, polls, and numbers, painting him as a man hunched over his phone, gauging worth by approval like a teenage influencer. Crockett hits hardest by exposing his constant reinvention of reality, showing that no matter how he twists it, reality prevails. Trump's legacy, she argues, isn't resilience, it's denial on repeat.
Trump flew on Epstein's plane at least 7 times. Doesn't mean he did anything illegal, but it's not a great look when you fly on the pedophile's plane enough times to earn diamond pervert status. Don't go in the lounge. Don't use the lounge. Some of his allies are actually defending those trips. Tennessee representative and cover star of Tell Your Mom I'm Doing Great magazine.
Colbert turns Trump's denial into comedy gold, mocking his ability to rewrite history mid-sentence and turn every failure into someone else's fault. Crockett sharpens the critique, exposing his hypocrisy, claiming to fight for the working class, while living in gilded towers and exploiting their anger as a product sold back as loyalty. Together, they reveal a man allergic to accountability and driven by spectacle over substance.
He broke off the relationship with Jeffrey Epstein a long time ago, but according to Epstein's brother Mark Epstein, he said he stopped hanging out with Trump when he realized Trump was... Wow! That's extraordinary. Amazing. Jeffrey Epstein breaking it off with you because you're a crook is like walking into an intervention organized by Rudy Giuliani.
Colbert leans into Trump's conman image, portraying him as a carnival barker whose biggest achievement is branding grievance and outrage into a spectacle. Crockett delivers the courtroom verdict, exposing his obsession with image, chaos, and avoidance of accountability. Together, they strip Trump of dignity and legitimacy, revealing a president who confuses performance with leadership, applause with progress, and noise with power. The final portrait is unmistakable. Trump isn't a strong leader, but a desperate showman, a running gag, and a cautionary tale whose legacy is failure.